Hello folks. So in this video, I'm going to cover Azure Storage, which is Microsoft's cloud storage solution for modern data storage scenarios. So Azure Storage offers a massively scalable object store for data objects or file system, service on cloud, or a messaging store for reliable messaging, as well as a NoSQL store. Okay, so Azure Storage is a very durable and highly available service. It is secure as well as we can scale it. So it's scalable, it's managed, and it's accessible as well. So, without further delay, let's create a storage account here. So, guys, you can see on my screen that there is an option on the home page provided as storage account. So, let's click on it. Okay. Okay. So, once it is open, let's click on add. Okay. Now, here we can see that there are a lot of options or the parameters which we need to provide. First one is the resource group. Okay. We can create a new resource group because I don't have any existing one. So let me click on create one. Then we can give a storage name, a storage account name. So we will name it as AZ ML storage. Okay. All right. It is looks like this name is already taken. So we'll name it as AZ. Okay. ML storage AZ. This is basically the location is west used by default, so we'll pick that only. So now in terms of performance, there are two options: standard storage as well as premium. So the difference between two is in the storage, standard storage account is nothing but it is like a physical spinning disk kind of hard disk, which we use in our computer system. And in the premium storage, it is like a solid state disk, which is a lot faster and gives an edge in terms of performance. Now, one thing to note here, guys, if we choose standard option, then you will be provided an access tier option as well, which is either hot or cold. But if you select premium, then those two options or the access tier will go away. Okay, so let's click on standard. I will explain what is cool and what is hot. Okay. Uh, so when we choose, as I said earlier, the standard performance, then we are given the access tier option of hot and cold, and but with premium we don't have that option. Okay, so hot storage is something which is immediately available. Okay, that is, it has the lowest latency time in terms of retrieving that object to you, whereas in cool storage, latency is high. That is, retrieval takes time, and that's why this option is cheaper than hot access tier. Okay, so cool access tier is, therefore used where you need to store uh, you need to either take backup or archive the data. So those kind of options, so you can choose cool access tier. Okay, as far as account kind is concerned, we have three options. One is blob storage, we have storage, then we have storage v2. Okay, so account kind, as I told you, these provide these three options, right? And in general purpose, it is mainly for file types, tables, queues, etc. Whereas Blob has an edge in terms of providing public storage. That is, we can store all sorts of file like audio, video, images, and these files will then be publicly available. Okay, as far as replication is concerned, we have three options here as well. One is locally redundant, another one is geo redundant, and then third one is read access geo redundant. Okay, so in LRS or locally redundant storage, it what happens if we choose this option? It will replicate two additional copies of your data within that region. But in case of GRS or geo redundant, okay, this one. What exactly it does is it So geo redundant storage does what locally redundant storage does, as well as it additionally creates three more copies in other regions of the world. Okay, excuse me. So the idea is, if let us say the entire region goes down, then you will at least have a copy of your data in another region. Now read access geo redundant RAGRS, the third one. Uh, this option basically maximizes availability for your storage account. So RAGRS provides read-only access to the data in secondary location, in addition to geo-replication across two regions. So when you enable read-only access to your data in the secondary region, your data is available on secondary endpoint as well as on the primary endpoint of your storage account. Okay, let's click on next to see the first of all. So let me click the blob storage. Let me choose the blob storage account here. Okay, and then click on advanced. Okay, so here in the advanced section you can see there is security option. Now when we click on next, we saw these options. So what I was telling, so in the advanced section we have the security options. We can either enable it or disable it. So if we enable this option, or the HTTP access, uh, so right now you can see that this is enabled by default, right? So basically what happens here is the SSL is enabled here. SSL secure option is enabled here, but if you click on disable, that SSL option will go away. Okay, all right. So yeah, so this is kind of a secure option when we when it comes to HTTP access. Now, if we see, we have a virtual network option as well here, right? We can see that by default, all the network option is selected here, which means making your storage account publicly accessible through a URL. So only requirement here is that you should have a access key to connect to that storage account, as well as read and write access. But if in case you want to give limited access to your virtual environment, then choose selected network. Okay, here. So you can choose that option. Okay. Uh, in case we want to restrict access to storage account to specific virtual network, then create a new virtual network. Okay. So basically, here you are given these two options, right? And you can get more information here as well. Now, when it comes to data lake storage Gen 2, what does that mean is, so by default it is disabled right now, right? But if you enable it, then this what it will do, it will accelerate big data analytics workloads and enables file level access control list, or ACL. So ACL is something which I'm going to cover later on. Okay, so let's click on review and create. All right, so guys, you can see the review plus create option. Validation is passed in this option. Okay, and tags is nothing but if you want to associate your storage with either development or testing or staging environment, you can tag this particular storage with that environment. Okay, so this option determines that. You can maybe you can set the values here, name, development, or value, something like that. Okay, so all right, so validation is passed. Now you can click on create. Okay, so it will create the storage. It will take a while. It would actually took time in validation as well. So you can see the message, your deployment is underway. Okay, so it will take a little bit time here. All right, folks. So it looks like our storage account is created. We can see the message here: deployment succeeded. Okay, of Microsoft storage account. Okay, to this resource group which we created. Now we can go to this storage account by clicking on Go to Resource. Okay, and you can see that there are a lot of options associated with this storage account. And since we have spinned up blob storage, so you can see here it is showing the rest based store object storage for unstructured data, which is blobs. Okay guys, so this is it for this video. I will be covering next topics in the upcoming videos, so keep on watching. And if you like this video, then please subscribe to our channel, as well as share and like this video. Okay, thank you.